Hello, welcome back to the Barrett channel today for a brand new video. We are still in Ulaanbaatar, which is in Inner Mongolia in the northeast of China, on the little bit that sticks up right on the border of Russia. It's a beautiful day today and we are doing another walk and talk, as me and Christine actually did one yesterday. It was the first time she was in a signature Barrett walk and talk, and she's back again today. We haven't seen the response on the first one yet, but I'm sure she'll be back with popular demand. So
really?
What are we going to talk about today?
Basically related to face.
Yeah, face and judgment, I would say, is probably the overall topic of this discussion. What I will say, we're going to keep swapping sides because my arm's going to get tired, so never mind if that keeps happening. So, I've noticed whilst being in China for just over a year that when I'm doing things I want to do, let's say I want to wear some new type of clothes, or I want to do something outside that I might deem a little bit embarrassing or awkward, or if I'm just out and about filming myself, I feel way more comfortable doing those things here in China because people don't judge me, or I don't feel judged by other people. I don't feel it, I don't see it. When I'm back in England, that is definitely not the case. I don't know if that's just because I speak the same language. I think that probably does help me when I'm here, but I definitely feel like there is more judgment around on the streets. But that's quite contradictory to something we're going to talk about, which is there is a big culture of face in China. There's a big culture of face in China. What is that? Why do people...
Oh, I see what you mean. So just now you basically mentioned, like, for me, I think I define the face in the UK as whether you care about others' judgment or not. This is how I define it.
Yeah.
But the safe in China, what?
The face.
The face in China, it's not. I don't think it's about judgment. It's just about your achievement. Whether you appear your achievement in front of others. Right?
Yeah, some deers. Carry on anyway, we'll come back to them.
Okay.
We'll come back to them. See you in a bit. So it's about...
So in China, the face, for me, I think, it's more about your achievement, like how you show up in front of others.
Right, so how others perceive you and your family.
For example, like whether you are in a rich family or not, whether you have, wow, it's really stinky.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my God. Whether you receive like well-educated, whether you receive well-education or not, or not, etc. So it's just different.
And
so yours, in conclusion, for me, I think yours is about judgment. Like in China, it's more about your own achievement, if that makes sense.
Okay, so I've had multiple different kind of experiences with face in China, and I think I would say, would you agree with me on this, that a lot of it comes down to how wealthy people perceive that you are is a big part of it?
You could say that.
Just to make it easier for people to understand, let's take an obvious example. If it's an important building, it has to have a really grand entrance, or not even if it's an important building. It's kind of like the front cover on a book. It's like your initial reactions of it has to be grand. So for every hotel, for every
I see what you mean.
Like entrance to people who have wealth has to be extremely grand.
Yeah, I like this example.
Right.
I'm going to give you another example. I heard of it from when I was a college student. So our teachers told us about like the cultural difference when it comes to the gate of universities.
Yeah.
So the gate of the universities in China, I mean in general, for me, I think Oh, in general, like the gates of universities in China are very glamorous. I would say glamorous. No matter, in general, no matter how good that universities are. I mean, like the faculty, when it comes to good.
Right.
I'm on about faculty. So this is one, like you said, the buildings. You can tell from the buildings. I just had something to add after you said that.
Okay. Okay, so I want to talk about a little bit about why, because I don't really understand why. You can probably have more of an understanding as to why you think there's this big culture of face. Why do people like to show that they are maybe better than they really are? Because it's kind of similar to social media now, right? Everybody all over the world, social media is like a, in my opinion, it's toxic to mental health because everybody likes to show their best self. Yeah, the best side. They'll have down days, they'll have terrible days, they might even have depression. But if you look to their Instagram, they're having the best life ever.
Hey Oli, when you said why, I think you can't really tell the difference of reasons, the difference when it comes to reasons, if that makes sense. Because I like this question, because I was thinking about that when you just asked. You said why. So basically for me, I think it's just about whether you care about how others judge you or not. Maybe it's similar because it's face. So just now I mentioned in Britain it's about judgment, in China it's about achievement. So you show your great achievement from others, you can get some compliments, and then you feel more self-confident. So I think maybe it's the trait for most of the human beings in the world, if that makes sense. I understand it in a broad way.
Yeah, I see what you mean. However, I would actually argue that in a short term, it might feel like it gives you more self-confidence, but when actually you're by yourself, it actually reduces your confidence massively.
Yeah.
But I'm really talking why there's such a face. I want to talk about China. I want to know why there's such a big face culture in China, because it's way more than it is in the UK.
It existed long ago, even in different dynasties in China.
Really?
Like, I'll just mention some. Like in Tang Dynasty, still like I told you before, Tang Dynasty is a very prosperous dynasty in Chinese history. So, if the other nations wanted to have good relation with Han nation, they would give some like very luxurious animal fur or just jewelries to Tang Dynasty emperor, or just give a lot of luxurious things to the emperor. So I think it can reflect nowadays. Just you want to show the best things to others.
Right. That kind of.
If that makes sense, this is just what comes to my mind.
I see what you mean. You know what? That kind of reminds me of a story my dad told me. Right. He had a friend, Chinese guy, and it was his birthday. It was a Chinese guy's birthday, and there were some friends that spent. For his birthday, his son and some other people got him gifts, right? And he got the gifts in front of everybody. And the son's gift was not as expensive as the other people's gifts. And his dad was furious at his son and embarrassed because his son's gift was not as expensive. And he felt it was a massive loss of face because this might be a bad example. I'm not saying this is Chinese people in general at all, but this gives an idea of kind of this face culture, because he felt it was a loss of face that his son didn't spend as much as the other people did. So do you have any idea as to why that might be?
I couldn't really talk about the reasons. I would just say it's like a kind of ritual or habit. This is how always the culture forms in a country. Like we always do it in this way. if that makes sense. So it's just basically influenced by the ancestors.
In the UK, that wouldn't be the case. It wouldn't be about how much is spent at all. It would just be about a gift.
You can also link it to comparison.
Okay.
To comparison, like, for example, oh, I like this topic. For example, because in my hometown, still like I said, I would say my siblings, like my brother, we are very well educated compared to the other neighbors in our village. And I remember like this year or last year we went back to the hometown, and my mom said, look the neighbor, they got a car and they are not well educated. Do you want to ask me, like, what about think of buying a car, etc.?
I see.
Yeah, so it's just basically about comparison, I think.
So
you
it's
can
like,
also link it to a comparison.
Yeah, like comparing to other people. You don't want to seem like you're falling behind in terms of social face. Yeah, back to the face thing. I'm gonna kind of throw this out to the audience here and try and help us out as to why this is, because it is something that has derived from ancient history in the culture. So it's like, it's not something that we can just come up with all the reasons as to why it is. You know, we are only young as well, so I'm sure people can understand, and I would love it if people can shed some light on this down in the comments.
Tell me the reasons if you find from the comments.
Oh, absolutely, I will.
I would love to know it.
So that's our kind of brief thoughts on it anyway. Hopefully you did enjoy this little walk and talk with the drone up behind us. It's the first time we're doing it, and I'm sure it'll go down well because you can see the beautiful views up in front of us. Oh, I just want to mention those things over there. You might be able to see it on the drone.
For irrigation.
So you see these things over there, right? So those things over there that you can see in the distance, they are crop sprayers, and then they're all linked together, and they've got big wheels on the bottom, and they just go across the field crop spraying. I've seen machinery, different types of machinery for crop spraying before, but I've never seen that kind, which is kind of cool. But we are in a totally rural area of Inner Mongolia now. Let's walk back this way.
Really?
A totally rural area of Inner Mongolia. I wonder if the drone turns round.
Oh!
Oh yeah, it does.
Oh!
Now, what we're gonna do, I'm gonna sign this video out. However, you're gonna see a little clip of the deers that we saw on the way at the end of this video. But if you did enjoy me and Christine having a little chat again, please
also tell us the reasons. I really wanna know it.
Please leave a like on this video, comment down below about what she just said. If you would like to support the channel, you can do so in 3 ways. 1 is by WeChat, 2 is by Buy Me a Coffee, and number 3 is Patreon, where you will also get more exclusive content. We will see you in the next one. Take care for now. Till next time.
Till next time. What did you say?
They're so interested in what we are. Look at that baby fawn.
Where?
In the back.
Oh, very small.
It's a baby one.
Do you even call bears as fawn?
No, baby bears are cubs. Baby deers are fawns.
Interesting.
Oh, look at that one with the big antlers.
Where?
Over there.
Oh yeah, I saw it.
I'm not sure if the males or the females have antlers. It's obviously something that the viewers are going to have to help us out with, isn't it? I seem to get quite a lot of education from our viewers.
Let's go.
They're pretty smart. Whether they just look it up online before they comment, I don't know, but we seem to get a lot of education from them, so thanks.